Hi guys, today's a sad day for liberty. Not only are the 4 persons who were at the standoff in Malware under arrest, but Cliven Bundy was taken into federal custody when he reached Portland. I'm giving you a few minutes for silence. Honestly, I didn't see this happening, but it looks like this is actually true. Nevada rancher Cliven Bundy was taken into custody by the Federal Bureau of Investigation after flying into Portland. Supposedly for weapons, he was taken in for weapons charges and charges on conspiracy to impede federal officials, which stem from his standoff with the BLM in 2014. Not kidding, I have nothing to hide. Here you go, folks. So, this is the reality, folks. You know, I was watching all the coverage of the last 4 guys that were held up on the supposed refuge, and I was finding a lot of mistakes with how everybody's voice sounded exactly the same volume, the same tone, almost like they were speaking into a speaker, and they were all supposed to be on their phones or whatnot. And this is just sad that this had to go down. I mean, I still don't understand why take the refuge. I mean, you would have thought if your problem was with the BLM, then you would have taken a BLM building, not some refuge of land that nobody cares about. But anyways, Cliven Bundy, 74, was booked into downtown, I apologize for this, Multnomah County Jail, 10:54 p.m. on charges of conspiring to interfere with federal officer, which is the same charge his son Ammon and Ryan are facing. Cliven's charges, which also include weapons charges, stem from a 2014 standoff with the Bureau of Land Management on his own ranch in Nevada over grazing rights, which ended after federal agents were countered by 1,000 armed protesters. This is what happens, folks, when you try to stand for liberty. You end up got to go to jail. You end up going to jail, rather. You know, I'm one who believes the history books were lied about. All the major battlefields, if you look at any of the major numbers, even World War I, World War II, it doesn't matter. It seems like just about every major conflict that we were told in school was one way or another, wasn't. When they review battlefields, even after a conflict, the numbers are exaggerated. Even after, knowing how many people were there. I can only imagine the last Iraq War, how many people will be added to that list 20 years from now. I've looked into the U.S. Revolution, U.S. Civil War here in Michigan. I have several books on the facts, and there are just, I'm talking hundreds of pages, folks, of actual people who supposedly were involved in, let's say, the militias, the guards, the various fights. And when they go over those lands, even 5 years after the event happened, that those numbers don't even show in a quarter of the situation. Today's a sad day for liberty, folks. I want you to mark this day on your calendar, 2/11/2016, probably the day that liberty fell in the United States. Cliven Bundy is now in federal custody, folks. He is 74. He very quickly might just die in prison due to those charges. It's sad. I believe less in the Malheur standoff. I think if they were going to do something like that, they should have taken the BLM building, and they should have arrested and rounded up the BLM. Not saying they should do it now, but I'm saying if their fight was with the BLM, then that's what should have been done. Not to take a wildlife refuge. That serves absolutely no purpose. It's a sad day, folks, for liberty. I know you guys hate me moving around the words and stuff, but it's a sad day for liberty, folks. I spent probably a good 5 hours last night and another 2 hours today on that live stream of those guys surrendering and at the Miller Ranch. And I gotta tell you something, folks. That lady that was talking to them, I don't believe she was in no vehicle driving. There was absolutely no indication that she was in any motion whatsoever. Honest to God, I think she was on the ground the whole time with the FBI. You and I will never know the difference, but one of the things that you need to know about me is my family is big into the tech and engineering stuff, right? And a lot of the family is in like noise and vibrations, where we can kind of tell, what noises things make at what level, when you're moving or not moving. And the whole time, folks, that she was online with that guy, I didn't hear anything to suggest she was in a moving vehicle. It was completely silent. You would have heard some kind of car, some kind of noise. Honestly, folks, I think she was with them the whole frickin' time. And now Cliven Bundy is in federal prison, or federal custody, at the age of 74 with Ryan and Ammon. This is what America's come to, folks. And they say it's changing for the better. Ha! No, it's not. I don't believe any of those history books have ever had the fight out that the history books claim they have. And nor do I believe any of the numbers. A lot of people say that the 300 that stood against the Persians, they had less than probably 200 guys total when the other kings brought their armies. They think they had probably about 500 guys that stood in that pass, and they think that the Persians actually had probably about 2,500, if not less. They don't know how many they killed, but if the story holds true, folks, then, But today's a sad day for liberty. Cliven Bundy is in federal custody. I'm not saying the guy was a hero. I'm not saying he's a tyrant or a terrorist. But they got him before he could do anything, supposedly rally the troops, etc.